Okay, thank you everyone for coming back. Where we left it before was the end of an iOS fax gathering, which all it did was really display a lot of gobbledygook to the screen. It was good. It was good to execute our first play, but it really left you hanging for a lot more. So what we're going to need to do is really complete leveraging those facts because it didn't really fulfill your desire to learn more. Alright, so let's quickly go over, and I'll move this obviously. What we're going to do is we're going to actually try and do something with the facts. As I said, it's a bit of a bonus. We're going to issue the facts again, but this time we're going to pull out some of the facts that it gathers and we're going to write it to the screen. If we have a look here down where the mouse is, you'll see where it says some of the facts we gather can be called as Ansible net hostname. That is a fact it calls. That is a fact it holds in memory, and we can call that and display it, and it has a value. Ansible net model. So, for example, we'll expect to see something like 1800 or 1841 when we played this against only the CPEs. So what we're doing is we're going to, once again, run this at the CPEs, iOS facts, but we're going to take some of these facts, and for each node, we're going to write to the screen via the debug module. This serial is, well, it's really badly worded. Let's just actually rewrite this and write it to the screen, everyone. Alrighty, let's get ahead and do it. So you'll find this in your folder as under Ansible, plays, season 5 bonus, and bonus _ facts. Trying to get a lot said very quickly to beat the YouTube clock. Alrighty, once again, let's get our screen. So just to double check where we left it last time, this is where we were. We ran a play against CPEs and facts. It was very, did something, it connected, it brought some information back. Yay, that's great. This time we're going to do something a bit more different. Let's just go ahead and write this bad boy for life. So let's declare it's a YAML file as we get a bit of fallen order in the background. Name. It's a bonus track, and we'll call this Get Damn Facts. We are running this against hosts will be CPEs, for example, of which I have 2. The tasks, first task will be name. That music is actually a little bit distracting. iOS facts module demo gather facts, and I would actually like to see this on the screen where it's at in the running thereof, the running of the bulls. I had to disable my mouse, long story. So we've got the name, and then we want to call the module iOS facts. Great. That's excellent right there. That's where we were. I could have just cut and pasted that part. So the next part we actually want to do. Let's give a bit of a space. Name. We want to give it a name of bonus. Write some facts to the screen per node. And once again, so we can see it. And we will use the debug module, and we will call the message sub element of that module. And what we're going to do is we're going to say, which ones are we going for? Let's have a quick look. Which ones are of particular interest? We would like to see Ansible net hostname, which is the hostname on the device, and Ansible net model. Let's just run with that. Ansible net model. the host name is, and then let's call that Ansible net host name. That's that variable right there. Well, and the model Ansible underscore net underscore model, and they are from the get facts module. As we said, right there where the mouse is, these are all the facts that are returned back. And you know what? We can go and save that file, save. Now we just have to find Mr. Command Line or Mrs. Command Line, and we're going to go Ansible -playbook -I, which is inventory inv, and our path to the playbook is plays, and that one was season 5. It's play season 5 underscore bonus underscore facts dot YAML camel. Alrighty, let's actually open this up. There we go. And let's hit execute. Don't know what happened to my keyboard there. Get them facts. At the moment, it's going out and it's talking. You can ignore the timeout 10. Okay, excellent. It's connected to the 2 CPEs as first part of the play. Now it's writing to the screen via the debug module. The host name is router 111, and the model is, it's one of the new Viptela on iOS code bases. Excellent. Goes to the next host. The host name is C1841, and the model is an 1803. Cool. Where on earth is my 1841 gone missing to them? Besides the point. That play has done something pretty important. That's actually a play that you'll use very often. However, it's more so that we were able to look at some of the data that is part of the facts and then write that to the screen. So this is the first really useful thing we've done. Excellent. Let's check at the next one. We've got another bonus one coming up. Okay, that was the one we just did. So we've written it to a screen. That's super amazing. Why don't we write the output to a file? So then, for example, if we go and we want to get a certain amount of facts. So remember when we did a fax last time and it just filled up the screen with so much garbage that it was nice to do, nice to learn. It didn't really offer a lot of value. However, if you were to output that to a file, you've got every fact about the host, from the version of code it's running, the interfaces, the interface stats. When I say stat, I mean is it up, down, duplex, speed, etc. Routing protocols. You've got everything you could possibly ever need to know that you could pump that into a different system. However, what we're going to do is we're just going to go and get some information, again using the iOS facts, but this time we're going to write it to a file. Now this time there's too much to write, so what I do is I invite you at this point in time. We're going to first quickly look at what the module says. So we only want to see, I'm going to just show you how to use the specific facts file in JSON. The SRX part will still run, but this time we only want to get a minimal amount of facts. We're really interested on the Cisco devices to find out about the interfaces. We don't care about getting all the config. We're going to worry about that later. We just want to be able to understand what this is here. Now this is saying of iOS, only gather a subset, and you'll see it's a list. In that list it's saying don't get all with the exclamation mark, which negates all. It says don't get min either, which is a bit weird. But then we've got under that gather network resources, And then we want interfaces. Under network resources in Cisco OS is once again an extensive amount of information. So please, at this point in time, take a look at the play. We've called this play S5E0 bonus YAML. What you'll see is we're doing a couple of things. Let's skip past the OS facts. I think we've covered that one off. What we're doing is we've got a second task, excuse me, where we're invoking a module called copy. Copy module has its own series of arguments and inputs, and under copy we can take the content of iOS facts and we can spit it to a file of which we pass that, the content, and convert it to JSON. So it's got a very nice structure about it. And we then, here where it says, so the content is iOS facts result, which is when iOS facts are gathered, we spit this out to a part of memory, if you could call it that, a temporary slot called iOS facts result. We then take the data in iOS facts result, if a buffer if you will, we pass that through JSON, and then we spit it out to outputs inventory hostname season5 outputs.json. Now inventory hostname is from the inv file. So if we've got one called what CPE01, that's going to be outputs what CPE01 underscore S5E0 underscore outputs dot JSON. That's how it will look if we were to look in if we were to run a tree or an LS. And we just iterate through and we do the same thing for SRXs. Once again, the copy module using content. So we pull this out of iOS facts result and we spit it to this destination. So let's actually run that. Let's clear the screen after we move my head. No one needs to see that. And we said Ansible -playbook -I, pathed it, the im file, and then the path to the play, which is plays, and we've got it as play season 5. We got that as bonus. If I tab twice, this one was just bonus.yaml. Now, let's watch this run. Ooh, a lot of talking done today. Once again, saying the 10-second timeout, ignore that because iOS facts can take longer. Excellent. We are running it for CPU1, CPU2. Excellent, that's done. Now, see where it says changed. It's now gone and created a file. So there's been some changes there. It's created 2 files already. I'm hoping we see a third one where it's going to create a file for the SRX. The suspense is killing. Excellent. And there we get a recap of our play. It has made that. And let's just double check. Let's just go. Where's our good friend not Sublime? Oh, sorry. I do want Sublime. It's easy with Sublime, some things. So we had an outputs folder. Let's actually just take a look at that. Here is the nice JSON structure that we were able to get from our devices. Where are we? We're at what CPE1. Remember how I said inventory hostname? There you go. That's proof of that. Once again, it's a very nice structure we could actually call and do call later for information in particular places, such as in Ansible facts. We know Ansible network interfaces. We know how to find that. Let's just quickly go over to the SRX and just see what we... Oh, well, let's skip through all. See the 1800 is a little bit different. Fast ethers. And the SRX again, that's a totally different set. We had no restrictions on the different types of facts. We just said, go nuts. We just give us all the facts. And this is what you would see typically. There's a lot of useful information, but there's also just a lot of information. But I do prefer seeing it in Junos. For example, we've got the, oh well, don't show that. Memory, load averages, routing engines, Ansible net modules, It's a little baby SRX 110, which has got the ADSL slot. Excellent stuff. Whew. That was tiring. So in that quick bonus vlog right there, we were able to show where to find facts. We now understand, we've had a look at the copy command. We had a look at registering some of the output via the register command. Notice how the register command was not a child of iOS facts. It is directly under the name of the play. It is under that play, which is just an area where we can hold temporary data. So it doesn't save it anywhere. So after the end of my play, it is flushed, it is gone for good. You rerun it. We're not setting a fact, we're just holding something temporarily in memory so we can call it later on in that play. And if we were to have that same name, it would be overwritten if we had it below, such as if it was iOS facts result, and then we chucked in where it was, instead of Junos facts result, we had that as iOS facts result, it would have been overwritten yet again. So everyone, that was the quick bonus. It actually took a little bit longer than I thought, but I think we covered some pretty important topics. It was a rush, as I got a few things wrong trying to type really quick. I think I need to have a chill out now. Okay, everyone, have a great night, and I'll see you all later. Hope you learn a lot. In the comments below, hit me up if you need any help.